and the student must have to understand the difference between the preparation and the practice time. Preparation comes before practicing, because if you directly jump to the practice part and you do not know about different approaches, like there are approaches sliding window, so if you do not know about that, you will definitely not able to solve any question and you will feel demotivated.
Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we have with us Sanskriti Negi. She's also from Banasthali Vidyapith, and she has grabbed 2 months internship offer from Credit Suisse. Today we're gonna know about how she applied, what was her journey, and how she was finally able to get 2 months internship despite trying multiple times at college. And she's life example of, whenever we are not able to get an internship at college, we kind of feel ki ab nahi ho payega mujhse, but then she tried enough and she bagged off campus offer, and that's so amazing. So let's have her on stage and see what was her journey, how did she prepare, and about the company as well. Hi Sanskriti, how are you?
Hello Dee, I am good.
First of all, congratulations on your 2 months internship. I'm so proud to host you today on my YouTube channel. So, first of all, we would love to know about your background and your schoolings, your achievements, your tech skills, everything.
Okay, so hello everyone, I am Sanskriti Negi, a BTech third year student from Banasthali Vidyapith. I am a web developer at Team Miraki, and I am web and I am also part of a technical team member of D2C Vanasthali Vidyapith. I also took part in different tech programs, like I was mentor at Let's Grow More Summer of Code, and I also participated in different hackathons and Hacktoberfest. And I am also MLSA, which is Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador.
Oh, that's amazing. So it's not just you are a geek or a techie, or you just know technology and you're doing schooling and college stuff, but you're also doing co-curricular, and kudos to you on that, on managing both of them, because it needs your soft skills like time management and team management and work management as well. Kudos on that, Sanskriti. Chalo. First
Thank
of
you,
all,
Dee.
let's dive into the main purpose I've called you for is because of your internship that you grabbed, right? Could you please tell more about the company and the role and the duration of the internship?
Okay. So, Suisse is a multinational investment bank which offers the customer different financial services. And the internship is of 2 months, which is summer internship. And my role is the technology summer intern.
Okay, that's great. So you've been trying a lot of times, as you have. I know you personally, so you've been trying a lot at college, and then you finally come up with off-campus offer. How do you feel? How is your journey? Please let us through that.
Okay. From the starting, I was very passionate about coding, and from the long time, I was preparing for the same. And but unfortunately I was not able to grab uh, any company offer on campus or summer internship, so I feel very demotivated, but then I got to know about that there are different opportunities off campus also through LinkedIn, through D2C platforms and through Telegram channel. So then I started applying, and fortunately I was able to make it to this company.
That's amazing, and hats off to you for not letting the motivation go and working hard towards what you actually wanted to achieve. So, how did you got to know about this internship program? Like, was it through any recruiter, or you filled a form, or how did you actually got to know the internship? Yeah.
So the Credit Suisse every year conducted a global coding challenge. So I got to know about this challenge through a senior. So she oriented the whole BTech batch about this internship, and she also informed us that by this, if we perform well, then we might get the interview chance. So I registered. in this coding competition, and after that
What
I
was the
get
name
the
of the coding competition?
global coding challenge.
Okay, Global Coding Challenge was. And when was this? When did this happen?
It was conducted in the month of September, and it is of 10 days global coding challenge, and we have 10 questions in this, and the difficulty level ranges from easy, medium, then hard. So we have different option, different languages are available, and we need to score maximum marks so that we can get the interview offer.
Oh, that's amazing. So, could you tell more about this? Like, after that, what happened? What was the next procedure? So, for example, like you went through the coding competition, right? So, what was the procedure like? In September, you had the coding test, you cleared it. How many people did clear? So, something related to the process. Yeah.
Okay. So after completion of this challenge, they gave us our ranks, and on the basis of rank, they asked us to input our resume first. So this all
Okay.
happened very late, like this all happened in the last week of December. So I then I input my resume, then my resume gets selected. Then in the month of January, I again get an email that my resume gets selected, and then I have my interview. So this was all the process.
Oh, that's nice. So, how was the type of questions? Like, were the data structures questions, or code shift related questions, or how were they exactly?
Yes, it's means competitive types questions
Coding.
are there, like coding questions are there. Like we give the contest on code chef, and also questions like that are there.
Okay, so were they related to trees or graphs, or any hints that you would give? Like, the questions were related to DP or maybe arrays, strings. So, what were
Yes.
the type of questions? Or what was the level of the question?
Okay, so it comprises of all the levels. So starting questions are pretty easy, like simple array and string and logic math based question. Then we have the problems of like DP, like slightest variation of knapsack problem, or some trees algorithm with some slight modification. So we have all type of question.
So, once your resume was selected, then you again got a mail, right, for the interview. Like, what was the process after that?
So for the interview, basically there are two interview rounds. First round was purely technical round, and they already tested me upon my coding skills beforehand. So the first technical round majorly revolves around the core concept, the core subject, and my project. So first, they asked me about the OOPS concept. They in-depth knowledge. They checked my in-depth knowledge. So firstly, like they asked me about the difference between abstract classes and the interference. But then they started cross-questioning me that if we have abstract classes, then why do we need this concept? So this was about the OOPS concept. Then we have the similarly from the DBMS part, they asked me about the joins and the relational algebra question. Similarly, they asked me about operating system, and after that, they also asked me about a project to explain my project. Then they asked me about different technology based question of whatever technology I have used in my project. Then since it is a investment bank company, so they usually ask puzzles to check your logical skills. So they also asked me a logical question. So the interview was of 45 to 50 minutes, and there were two interviewers. And my second round was purely a HR round, and in that my placement scenarios of my college and information about my college were asked. There were questions also related to some situation, and at last they asked me about that what I know about the company.
Okay, so that was the whole process, right? Indeed, it was so long. So, how many months did it take to complete the process?
So means my interviews get over in one day only, but yeah, but the process the time between the coding challenge and my first mail was pretty long. So I literally lose my hope that I will not get this chance, but I always have the hope that good thing will happen to me.
Yeah, sure. So, okay. So the next question that I have for you is that how did you actually prepare for these kinds of interviews where you had, all of the stuffs like puzzles and DSA and everything like. So what was your preparation strategy?
Okay. So I was preparing from very starting. So for the core concept, I referred the YouTube channel. So when I was preparing, no, before the interviews, I followed some of the resources of YouTube, like for DBMS and for operating system. I followed the Gate Masher. So I used to make notes of that, so I do not find it very difficult during the interview process because I was beforehand, I was prepared and I just need to revise those concepts. So the main thing is I always have my notes with me, and then for the project part, beforehand I prepared the description about my project and all the function about my project, and I also searched about or read the top 50 interview questions of the technology which I have used in my project. And after the project, from the GFG only, I read all the different kind of puzzles or the top 20 or 30 puzzles which may they ask. And fortunately, the puzzle which I have read from the JFG, that only got asked in my interview.
That's amazing. That's called luck also, but your luck always work only when you work hard, right? Because the questions, if you wouldn't have done that, that wouldn't have been asked you in the exam as well. Again, Sanskrit, it's amazing to know all of that. One next question that I have it for you is that you said there was a global challenge, right? Because of which you got entered into the internship process and everything. I want to know that what tips would you give to the fellow aspirants who want to go with this company's internship process and want to get into the internship 2 months internship that they offer? So, what kind of tips would you do say in respect to attempting the paper? So, what would you say to those people with regard to only the challenge or the recruitment process which would be saying the online test? Yeah.
Okay. So I will say that do your DSA or practice DSA daily, because the questions are not only easy, there were very like edge cases are there, and even though you are not able to solve the whole question, try to do maximum question, and if you are able to do partially, then that will be also great. But try to do more than 8 questions. Like there were 10 questions, so for the interview opportunity, try to do more than 8 questions. And there is one plus point in the coding competition, that if you do one question in multiple languages like C, C++, Java, so the more language you use, the more marks you will get. So that will really increase your chance to get selected in the means for the interview round.
That's amazing. That's nice. Very good tip that you told, different languages would let you to lead more marks. That was good. So, any other tip for, preparation strategies you would like to share or something related to, resumes that you think, because if your resume also got shortlisted, right, after the online test. So, what kind of resume tips would you like to give it to the fellow aspirants as well once their on global challenge is cleared?
Okay. So first of all, your resume should be very clean and very live. So live means that it is you just not need to mention the project, but it if you'll elaborate all the projects or give the description, and also try to give the source code and or the GitHub link, so that the interviewer or the recruiter will also have the proof that whatever you are promising in the resume is also true. So, and try to elaborate your achievements and try to integrate all the co-curricular activities in which you have take part. Um, yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
Okay, Sanskriti. So, the next follow-up question that I have is, what do you think these communities that we have, right? Like you have also been part of a lot of communities and the task club and societies that we have in college and also the other communities. What do you think? Does these communities benefit you in a way? that when we sit in interviews and stuffs, do you think technical knowledge is more overpowering than these co-curricular activities that we do, or we should need a balance over both of them? Because the first year students that come up from class 12th, they're kind of likely more inclined towards studies, tech, coding, right? And they kind of think ki co-curricular activities is just time waste and they should not go up. But then when they eventually see their fellow people are having this concept of FOMO, that they might be missing out something, they start grabbing all of them, right? What are your views on that? Should one actually focus initially on societies and clubs and then come up with tech knowledge कि हमने सिर्फ second year third year में पढ़ लिया and we grab those things, or you think कि no, I think technical अगर केवल आ जाए so you can excel? What are your views on that? Yeah.
Okay, so according to me, both will go hand in hand because these communities really help us to increase our communication skill, and it kind of give us the overall development. Like if you are in a club, then you need to communicate, and it they these clubs also support you well. Like you are also there in the leaning session, and I was your mentee, so you also motivated and always supported me as a mentor. So I think these clubs are really important, and there are different things which you also learn in these kind of club about the responsibility, because when you go in the tech field or in the software part, it is not just the technical knowledge which you will be needing, that you have to work in a team. So all these things, the team management, the responsibility management, these all things you will definitely like learn in these kind of clubs, so that will really benefit you.
Okay, thank you so much, Sanskriti. So, the next question that I have for you is, what did you think let you stand out grabbing the offers while the others were rejected? So, what are the things that you think कि ये मेरे साथ हुआ, because of which I think I got selected? Would you like to share with all of us?
Yes, so I think one thing that my motivation and the I never lose hope and always keep trying. Like because in the off campus this happens that I have given the coding challenge in the month of September, and I got these result and rounds in the month of January. So there is a wide gap between both of them, but in the in between I was constantly preparing. I never gave up, and I was constantly preparing. And when my turn come, like my interviews are gone very well, because I was very confident about the things, because I was revising those things in between. So for the especially for the off campus drive, it is a long drive, so you need to be means stay calm. You need to be patient with the process, and just never lose hope and keep trying. One day you'll make.
Definitely, Sanskriti. I think you gave a very power bank tip that I kept on working hard. Even my interviews were going on. Initially, what used to happen, even with me also, and even with my fellow classmates and teammates, they also say कि जब हमारा recruitment process चलता है, we just keep on start waiting for the result rather than preparing for the next one, right? And this is one of the power bank tips that you gave, that you didn't let your interview come in between कि results आ जाए फिर मैं पढ़ूंगी, एक बार इसका result आ जाए फिर मैं पढ़ूंगी, because it kind of stretched, right, from September till January. So yeah, that was amazing tip from your side. Again, one last question, or not last, I would say, but one question that I have is that, do you feel that your CGPA or your branch, though you have computer science, but still, do you think that the other people, those who got selected with this challenge, do you think their branch or CGPA or 12th, 10th certificates or anything of that sort mattered?
Okay. So I think I can say that in the off-campus drive, your CGPA do matter, because it is asked in my HR round. And when I said my resume, they really get impressed, and it really puts an impact between the other, because in the other colleges you have to compete with the other colleges also in the off-campus drive. So CGPA do matter in the off-campus drive, but I think that my branch. The branch doesn't matter, because as long as you have the technical skill about the position which you are applying, like if you are applying for the software development and you have the relevant skill and the relevant project, so then the branch doesn't matter.
Okay, absolutely right. I think your passion, your hard work that you want to put in, and your vision to achieve something matters more than your branch, your CGPA. Agree to that point, Sanskriti. So next question that I have it for you is, some of the first and second years who are there in my community. So I have my community, a Telegram community. We have 500 people, more than that. I keep on sharing off campus opportunities. As you know, you're part of it. I want to ask that I'm getting a lot of questions like, I'm in my second year, I'm in my first year, I haven't started up my coding journey, right? And they're kind of lost because they did not feel like where to start with, because as soon as they start coding, they kind of fell, right? Because you cannot do questions straight away, and then you have to come back, you have to see the solution, you have to go back and do it again. So, what kind of tips would you give to the fellow first and second who's just came up from class 12th and not have any coding background? So, since you said that this coding challenge had coding questions, medium, easy, hard, so must you must have done a lot of DSA and a lot of questions, right, from Lead Code or anywhere. What would you say to these new kids who come up? And I want to know some suggestions from you. The common ones everyone knows, right? कि एक coding question, एक coding language ले लो and then you start practicing. But what else would you tell those newbies to the world of coding? Yeah.
Okay. So, first of all, they need to clear the basics, and they first means directly jumping to the DSA part. They need to also study some logical question, the simple logic question like which is related to maths. So first you have to focus in that, and you have to learn the syntax, and the STL library is also very important, like vector, how to use vector, because many times we do not know that for the sorting technique we have this small function, but we don't need to have write the whole code. So this people doesn't know, so it really decreases the time complexity. So first, I can say that learn STL. Then you can go to DSA part, and the student must have to understand the difference between the preparation and the practice time. Preparation comes before practicing, because if you directly jump to the practice part and you do not know about different approaches, like there are approaches of sliding window. So if you do not know about that, you will definitely not able to solve any question, and you will definitely feel demotivated. So first, do practice. Start with the DSA part. Start with the array string, and then go level by level, recursion, and then tree, stack, queues, like that. And when you completed all the techniques, all the DSA part, then go to any of the platform like GFG Lead Code or Code Forces or Code 7, which you are comfortable, and pick random question. And in this practice section, do not see the solution. Just debug and try to solve and obtain the and try to solve the question with all the techniques which you have learned. So if you'll do this, then you will definitely like ace any interview round.
That was amazing, Sanskriti. I mean, I have called upon a lot of guests, right? But this was one tip which I actually have experienced, and so I can say that there is a gap, there's a one line between preparation and practice, which we often get confused and try to mingle all of them, right? We need to try to intervene कि हम अभी पढ़ रहे हैं, and then we start practicing, and then we say कि हमें questions आ ही नहीं रहे, हो ही नहीं रहे, या complexity ज़्यादा हो रही है, because there's some lack in our own preparation, which we often misguide our own selves कि हमें आता नहीं है, and this coding is not what I am made up for, right? So I think you gave a very I would say very amazing experience that you have shared of yours, and this absolutely can only be said when you do a lot of hard work, and your hard work is speaking right now, Sanskriti. And I wish that I could call you upon with another achievement on my YouTube channel, and I just wish you good luck for your future endeavors. Thank you so much for coming up to this live. I think a lot of people would get to learn a lot from this experience, because it's often said that we learn more we whenever we make mistakes, we learn from them, but it's wiser to learn from others mistake as well. So I think, at last, just one question I want to ask you is that what one tip or what one advice would you give it to your, your juniors or the people who are aspiring to be coming to the same company? What would you tell them ki, you should focus on this, or do not worry about this and this? So what one tip would you give at last to the people? Yeah.
Okay, so I would say just do not go behind, like for the project part, do not opt the technology which everyone is. Just explore all the technology, choose any project wisely, and focus on your core subject, and also practice for, and also at least you should solve the daily coding questions, and also simultaneously you can do this thing, we also waste our time randomly in the Instagram and all. So instead of that, at least read one puzzle from the GFG. That will really means that will
True.
really help you, because this happens that we usually feel like कि यार अपना logic strong है and we can do it in the interviews. But really this happens. You need to like read it priorly. It will very benefit you, because many times the logic doesn't come up at that moment.
True, Sanskriti. I think a lot of time we kind of waste in these social medias, but then when we, when others succeed, we say कि अरे उसका हो गया मेरा नहीं हो पाया, and then we do not, backtrack our own selves, our own ways of approaching things. That how much time are we wasting? How much time are we actually making it up productive? Thank you so much for coming up to this live, Sanskriti. I am so, so, so happy that I hosted you. I got to even, get so much of experience of yours. And I'm sure that my audience will also have learned a lot of from you. So that was Sanskriti's interview. I think you guys have learned a lot from her. Even I have got to see a lot of points that recalled my own journey of preparation. Thank you so much for watching up till the end. If you have seen the video till the end, please make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, you can join my community on Telegram. The link is there in the description box. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye.